I hope everyone is doing really well today. Thank you once again for checking out another video. If you haven't yet, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. I have another heartbreaking story for you. This one is about a child who is 12 years old. Her name is Farah Shaheen, and she was kidnapped and forcefully converted to Islam. She was then forced by her kidnapper to marry him. He is a 45-year-old man. His name is Khizar Hayat. Farah was kidnapped in June of 2020. It is now December 22nd, 2020, and she has not been returned to her family. Farah's father has literally been running door to door looking for help and justice for his 12-year-old daughter. It is often very difficult to find help when you are Christian in Pakistan. Farah's father, whose name is Asif Masih, said that Khizar took Farah to a nearby mosque and announced that this 12-year-old Christian girl has now converted to Islam, and she is also his wife. This has been especially hard on the Masih family because Farah lost her mother about 5 years ago, and she was the second eldest among her siblings, and she was helping raise her younger brothers and sisters. Asif Masih said that after the abduction, he went to the local police station and filed a complaint, but the police was not interested in helping him getting his daughter back. Instead, according to Asif Masih, the police were siding with the kidnapper, and the police were actually trying to protect the kidnapper. Mr. Masih has been to the police station several times, and he has begged and pleaded with them to help him bring his daughter back. But the police in Pakistan is just not interested in helping him. They actually told him to forget about his daughter and just be happy that she has converted to Islam. Mr. Masih also wrote an application to the Central Police Officer of Faisalabad, and that was also of no use. When this failed, Mr. Masih filed a writ in court. This finally prompted the police to register an FIR, which is a basic document that is used to report a crime. This entire process took approximately 4 months. When Mr. Masih went to Sargodha Road Police Station to actually register the FIR, the police were very confrontational and abusive towards him. The police were actually wanting Mr. Masih to leave the station. The police did finally register the FIR, but they intentionally made the case very weak against the kidnapper. Mr. Masih went to the Pakistani police in hopes that they would bring his 12-year-old daughter back to him, but instead, after registering the FIR, Mr. Masih was told that if he ever came back to that police station, they would register a blasphemy case against him, and he would spend the rest of his life behind bars or possibly even lose his life. The police were not taking his case very seriously, and the police even accused Mr. Masih of hiding his own daughter. There were many protests by the Christian community in Faisalabad, which forced the police to find Farah and have her come to court. When Farah was presented in court, Farah in her statement stated that she married her kidnapper Khizar of her own free will. At this point in time, Farah was in her kidnapper's custody approximately 4 to 5 months. Also, in many of these cases, the girls are threatened to not say anything against their kidnapper. The incredible part of this court appearance is that even according to Pakistani law, a female cannot be married unless she is 18 years old. In the case of Farah, she is 12. And one can tell just by looking at her that she is a minor. The court, without hesitation, returned Farah to her kidnapper. Mr. Masih said that the police and the court were favoring the kidnapper, and the reason he feels this is because he is a Christian in Pakistan. When Mr. Masih went to the police station to speak with the investigating officer Mossadegh Hussain, the officer was visibly upset when Mr. Masih sat on a chair. Mossadegh Hussain called Mr. Masih a chuda, which is a derogatory term that Christians are called in Pakistan. This term translates to filthy or unclean. It is a term far beyond dirty, someone who can never get clean. Mossadegh Hussain also swore at Mr. Masih and told him that Christians are not meant to sit in offices but to clean gutters. Mr. Masih's neighbor, Jamal Haider, confirms the allegations. Mr. Haider said that he went with Mr. Masih to a village near Hafizabad to meet young Farah. Mr. Haider said, "It broke his heart to see such a little girl forcefully married to such an older man. Mr. Hyder said, "How can a magistrate allow such an incident to take place?" I beg the people that are listening to this video, to this heartbreaking story of this little girl, please find it in your heart and pray for the safe return of Farah Shaheen to her family. Thank you, friends.